Alright, what's going on, guys? Blood Moon Bobby here. Before I go into more detail about the topic I wanted to talk about today, the reason you haven't been seeing my face in a lot of recent videos is because I found out my webcam records at varying frame rates, and that depends on how my computer is performing at the time. And the problem is, sometimes the webcam will record at a strict 24 frames per second, and then sometimes it'll record at a very strange frame rate, like, get this, 23.631 frames per second. And of course, Premiere Pro can't deal with that, although I think that's more my computer and webcam's fault. So what I'm looking to do is to get the Aperture VS1 field monitor and put that on top of my Nikon D7000. And frankly, I've been wanting to use my Nikon D7000 to make more Blood Moon Bobby videos. It's just the problem is that it doesn't have a screen that flips out. So until I get that field monitor, and I've been wanting to get one for my more proper filmmaking anyway, you guys will just be hearing my voiceover picture. I'll try to get this monitor within the next week or two, but I'm not making any promises. But anyway, back to Mr. Rogers here. And there's no denying Mr. Rogers had an impact on millions of children through his PBS Kids show. I have really vague memories of Mr. Rogers, Mr. McFreely, King Friday, the places that Mr. Rogers showed, and all those other characters. But as a kid, all I really cared for was just, really fun and bouncy images. Like, as a kid, I was fascinated by Caillou of all frickin' shows. But it's so weird because growing up as a kid, as much as I did watch a lot of Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon shows, most of my afternoons were spent with PBS shows. Like, I used to like shows like Sesame Street, Arthur, Maya and Miguel, and so forth, because at the time my parents thought that if I watched a lot of cable shows, I wouldn't do my homework. So it's not that Fred Rogers left no impact on me. It's just that I was a really dumb kid who has really bad memory, as I do today. I do remember when he showed up in that Arthur episode where Arthur's worried that, if people see me, Mr. Rogers, people think I'm a kitty. And I thought that episode was pretty cool. And so why am I talking about him? That is because Tom Hanks, the Academy Award-winning actor, who you know as Forrest Gump and Woody the Cowboy, is playing him in a TriStar film. It's not really a biopic, but I'll explain. The film is called You Are My Friend, and it's going to be directed by Diary of a Teenage Girl director Marielle Heller. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. From a script written by Micah Fitzgerald Blue and Noah Harpster. And the film itself is based on the friendship between Mr. Rogers and an award-winning journalist named Tom Junod. I swear I'm not making Jew jokes. I just really suck at pronouncing things. I'll probably have their names in the video. Yeah. And this guy was a cynical journalist who, after begrudgingly taking on writing a profile piece on Mr. Rogers, his life was transformed. And you can find the article on the internet, because I wanted to get this video out as soon as possible. I didn't have time to read it. And also, I want to find out myself if I do ever get to see this biopic, so I don't want to ruin any surprises. So this movie, the production will begin this coming September with a 2019 release expected, which is really kind of weird because I'm expecting this movie's going to be ready for Oscar season, so you would think they would start production on this probably later next year for a holiday 2019 release rather than starting early this year, but I guess they want to start filming as soon as possible. And so, how do I feel about this? As for this video, I don't know who's going to be playing the journalist. I didn't see his name in articles. As for Tom Hanks, so I am a huge fan of Tom Hanks. He's one of my favorite actors. I mean, I've seen him in really great movies like Catch Me If You Can, The Terminal, Toy Story, Forrest Gump, and Saving Private Ryan, among many others. And you'd be surprised how well Hanks is able to transform himself into many different characters. I mean, just think about it. Like, try picturing Forrest Gump and then picture Lieutenant Miller from Saving Private Ryan, or the FBI agent from Catch Me If You Can, or Victor Navorsky from The Terminal, or Woody the Cowboy, you know. Oh, they're really separate characters, and he played a very convincing Walt Disney in the film Saving Mr. Banks. I mean, like I said, he played a really convincing FBI agent in Catch Me If You Can, down to the accent. I'm very surprised how well he was able to play a in the case of Catch Me If You Can, that was a more cynical role. We know Hanks can easily do a more easygoing personality, like he was able to do Forrest Gump, and he also did Walt Disney in Saving Mr. Banks. So I'm definitely excited to see him take on this role. I really want to see how well he's going to be able to pull off Mr. Rogers. And I'll tell you, I'm pretty sure when I do a trailer reaction for this movie, it's going to be in a case where, even though I know Hanks will do a good job, he's still going to surprise me. So that's all I have to say. There isn't really many details out about the movie right now, other than it's based on a true story. It's about a journalist friendship with Mr. Rogers. I'm not really sure if this is like a long-term friendship. It probably is, given that they are getting Tom Hanks to play Mr. Rogers, or if it's just like a one-time deal for this journalist to write a profile piece on him. So we'll have to wait and see. I would go read that the profile piece itself, but I don't want to spoil myself. I learned from Goodfellas that bumping into spoilers can ruin a movie experience. So alright guys, this has been Blood Moon Bobby, and thanks for watching. Hey guys, this has been a Blood Moon Bobby video. Please like this video or dislike it, and please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.